So I had a horrible experience with a car dealership. It was a Kia car dealership. So I'm going to try to make this extremely long story short. Purchased a used vehicle um, from Kia. I love it. Okay, I'm using it for work, and I bought it in 2021. It had very low miles, and I've probably put 80,000 on it. And here it is, 2024. So, um, so I use it a lot, and I enjoy the vehicle. Kia makes a good vehicle. I think they do. So that is not my problem. My problem lies in their customer service. So I've been having problems with certain things, and then I would call and say, is this part covered under warranty? I've been a mechanic over 30 years. Been actually longer than that, but I don't count like the first 10 because when you start being a mechanic, you're actually learning. And it's like going to college for 10 years, and then you're still learning. You're still learning, but the light bulb turns on, and you know what you're doing, and you know how to research what you're looking for, and you can apply what you've learned in the past to the stuff for the future. So I've been a mechanic over 30 years, and I know when certain things are bad, and I need to know if they're covered under warranty. Also, I live 230 plus miles away from the Kia dealership. 230 miles away. It's a 4.5 hour drive for me to drive to Kia for them to check out whatever I'm questioning. So when I call them on the phone and they say, hey, I have a problem, I hear a wheel bearing noise. Me being a mechanic, I know it's going to be a front wheel bearing. I can even, get it up in the air and check it out and say, yep, it's going to be a front wheel bearing. And so is this covered in a warranty? If it's not, I don't need to drive in 230 miles, over 4 hour drive to have them diagnose it and say, yes, it's a wheel bearing. They could just tell me, normally are these covered in a warranty? I get it. If it's been in an accident and somebody has, crashed into the bearing, of course it's not going to be covered under warranty. Okay, I'm not talking about that, but I'm like, could it be? Could it be? Not is it, could it be? So we have these discussions with these people, and they refuse to tell you anything. What is covered? You cannot research it. You cannot look at a list of things that could be covered in a warranty. You can't do any of that. Like I used to sell auto parts. So people would say, what's the warranty on a serpentine belt? So a warranty on a serpentine belt or brake pads is defects in manufacture. So let's say on a serpentine belt, that's the belt that runs the AC, the water pump, all that. For those who don't know what a serpentine belt is, it's the one that runs the alternator and all that. But let's say the alternator froze up. Let's say the alternator bearing froze up and the belt spun around there and burnt up on the alternator. They're not going to cover that in a warranty. That's your car broke the belt. They can't cover that. I get that. But let's say over time, the belt, in 1 year, you got a 1 year warranty, and on 9 months, the belt shreds, breaks. But there's nothing wrong with the car. Well, they'll warranty that and give you another one. And you can bring it in and show them the belt, and they'll see it. But they'll tell you it does have a 1 year warranty on it, a limited 1 year warranty. It's limited to damage to manufacturing, not damage by you. You can't get that information out of Kia. Kia refuses to give it to you. You don't know. So here's leading up to my thing. So I have a rack and pinion going bad. The rack is the steering box to all front wheel drive vehicles, and even some newer like half-ton trucks and stuff have a rack and pinion in them, and that is where the steering column, the steering wheel, connects to the steering column, which connects to the rack and pinion, which is this long thing, and then the inner tie rod ends attached to that, and the outer tie rod inside. It's all straight one line. and I thought it was an inner tie rod end. So I ordered one. They're not. I know they're not covered in warranty. So I swapped out the inner tie rod end on the side that I've got this inner play. It wasn't it. There's something wrong with the rack. I know there's something wrong with the rack. I don't need to bring it in and get it diagnosed. They refused to tell me you need to bring it in. And it made it sound like could be under warranty. But they never said it was under warranty. And so of course I'm calling my service writer. This guy, I love this guy. And but for some reason never returns my phone calls. Never like when it comes to phone communication, they are the worst. I'm not good at communicating, and once in a while, people will tell me, "Why didn't you return that phone call to that guy?" Oh yeah, but I will return the phone call, or maybe I just don't want to work on that guy's vehicle. So or that woman, they're a pain in the butt, and I asked them not to bring their vehicles back, and then they do, and and then they call. I was like, I just don't want to talk to them. Then I talk to them, and of course, sometimes they apologize, bring it in, we'll take a look at it. I make mistakes, and I deserve to be yelled at, and I get that. Sometimes it's me. Sometimes it's them. Either way, why are we still doing business? Well, I talked to, on this particular case, which just happened. Like this is, October 1st it happened. Of 2024. So they said I had to bring it in. So October 1st, I drove in 4.5-hour drive into Kia. Came in, they said, yeah, just bring it in. So I just brought it in. They diagnosed it, checked with the warranty guidelines, and they said, no, it is not covered under warranty. Not only that, they charged me over $230 for diagnosing something wrong with the rack, which isn't really all that hard. They didn't take anything apart. They didn't take the tires off. All they did was get it in the air and shook it down. Shaking it down, like grab the tires and jerk on them and see what's going on and have somebody eyeball it and go, yeah, there's play there. And he says he put a new part on and the part's brand new and it's still doing this. Yeah, there's something wrong with the rack. So they knew, and they charged me $230+ for that. I drove 4.5 hours in, paid the $230+, and then I had to drive 4.5 hours back. So a 9-hour drive in one day, just so I could have my car diagnosed, say, yeah, it's bad. I already knew it was bad. I don't need you to tell me it's bad. I need you to tell me, is this a part that could be covered under warranty? They cost me a day of driving, a day of doing what I need to do, and they charged me for it. Now, I'm not saying they don't need to charge me for diagnosing the vehicle, but it didn't take them, there's no way it took them over an hour to diagnose this rack not being right. $230, that's at least an hour and a half to 2 hours worth of labor. It didn't take me that long to diagnose that there was a problem there. And it took me minutes. And I get it. They got to drive it in. They got to, people got to do the paperwork. They got to submit. They got to get it into the bay. They need to get in the air. Okay, an hour. They're charging $200 an hour now, $180 an hour or whatever to do diagnosis on people's vehicles. It's just way too much. But the whole deal is they could have told me that under my warranty plan, rack and pinions are not covered under warranty at all. And it wasn't covered under warranty at all. There's nothing wrong with it. They didn't deny it because I had an accident. They didn't deny it because I abused it. They denied it because it's not covered under warranty. And they would not tell me, even though I expressly told them I live a half a day's drive away. I live 4.5-hour drive. Yet they continue to do that. I wanted to talk to the service manager because my service writer wasn't available. They transferred me to a guy that makes appointments. I'm like, I need to speak to the service manager. Well, how can I help you? I explained to him what I'm going through. And the guy said, well, we cannot tell you it's covered under warranty until we diagnose it. Like, that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking is, if it is diagnosed as being bad, would it be covered under warranty? That's what I was asking him. If it's diagnosed being bad, not damaged by me, just a defect in the quality of the part, is it covered under my warranty? And he kept saying, it needs to come in, we need to diagnose it before we can determine if it's under warranty. So, the anger I have, I don't know what to do. I don't know if I would ever buy another Kia. I don't like being talked down to. I don't like being talked like I'm stupid. I don't like being abused. My time being wasted. I hate when my time is being wasted. And here it is being wasted now, having to make this video to say that Kia just refuse customer service. They like, I think they did it so they could get the money. We have to diagnose it. The diagnosis has a fee. So why don't you bring it in and we'll diagnose it. And then we'll have a fee. Now, like I said, I use it for work. And I don't abuse the car, but I do use the car. And, it's not racing or anything like that. It's not a racer. It's an LX with a manual transmission. This is like as plain Jane. Don't even have a remote fob to unlock the doors. I have to unlock the doors with a key. So, like, this is really a plain Jane car. And I paid for the extended warranty. And it's not covered. So, I am just beside myself. I'm just so angry, so disappointed. I am at like 96,000 now, so my next oil change, because I just did an oil change, my next oil change, I'll be out of the 100,000 mile warranty that they offer, and then nothing will be under warranty. So there's a really good chance I won't be taking anything back there, unless, a tranny or an engine breaks. But I do all my oil changes, I do all my transmission oil changes, I do everything faithfully. I even have them do the tranny change so that it's done, in their books. Oil changes, I'm 4 hours away. I'm going to have a mechanic do it, and we're going to have the paperwork for it. But yeah, this is very disappointing. This is horrible, horrible customer service. If I had to rate them, I would rate them a 1, and it would be that you are incapable of answering questions. All you can do is make appointments, have people come in, and have the service writer talk to them. You cannot do it from the phone. The lady who answers the calls was very pleasant, can answer the question. She's not a mechanic. The person she sent me to make an appointment, I didn't want to make an appointment. I wanted to know. So now here I am. Oh, and it's like $1,800 to do the replacement of the part. I'm a mechanic. I found it online brand new for $300. So why would I, I'm saving $1,500. Like, even if it took me a week to put it in, like $1,500 is a lot of money. It ain't going to take me a week to put it in. But it's not covered under warranty anyway, so what do I care? The body parts aren't covered under warranty, so when I do the work, it's going to be fine. It's not a hydraulic, it's an electric steering, so I don't have to worry about any oil or anything, no power steering fluid draining on me or anything, or no hoses or anything. It's going to be a pretty simple replacement, I think. They tried telling me it's going to take 5 hours. I think I've changed them in like 3. When I used to do it for a living for other cars, like, LeBarons or something, in the 90s when the Rackapinas were out. I was changing them in like 3 hours, not in 5 hours. There's work you got to do, don't get me wrong. But I'm not seeing the 5-hour labor to change it out. I guess I'll update that later, but even if it took me 15 hours to change it, my time, I own a motel. So I'm just sitting around waiting for stuff to break anyway. So this is broken, I'll be fixing it. And so yeah, it's very disappointing. Kia, you get a 1. Your service writer awesome. Wish he returned phone calls. Wish he returned, listened to voicemails. Other than that, he's an awesome guy. When he's not there, nobody listens to his voicemails. People call and leave a voicemail for a service writer. It's there, it sets, and until he comes back. He's on vacation for a week. Nobody's going to listen to that and return those calls. But yeah, three phone calls to my service writer, and none of them returned. So I'm very disappointed in that. I did finally talk to him, and he told me he needs to come in also. No, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I never spoke to the service writer. I only spoke to other people. So I couldn't talk to the manager. In the past, I've actually talked to the general manager about my disappointment in things, and never spoke to the general manager. General manager never returned my call, never called me back, never. And I've called a couple of times saying, I need to speak to the general manager. I'm kind of tired of it. So I think I'm going to just post this and say that Kia, when it comes to you having questions, they don't have answers unless you pay them. You have to pay Kia for answers. That is not going to work for me. You should be able to tell me something over the phone, and then I can make the decision to come in and pay to have answers. But no, you got to pay them to get answers. So anyway, I'm going to end this video on that. Very disappointed. Got a 1. Very unsatisfied when it comes to your phone communication. It leaves everything to be desired. You folks have a great day and good luck, and I hope you have better luck with other dealerships on how answers are or questions are answered. Thank you and have a great day.